Welcome back. You're listening to Euro Game Day Breakfast on talkSPORT, brought to you by The Sun. For all the latest Euro goals and gossip, just head to thesun.co.uk. Adi Oladipo alongside former Gillingham, Millwall and Nancy legend Tony Cascarino.
Why are you laughing?
Nancy legend.
I actually got. By the way, I got freedom of the city in Nancy.
Do you really?
Yes.
What does that actually mean? I've always wondered what that means.
You can travel for free.
That's what it means?
Yeah.
Ah, like certain restaurants as well, maybe?
No, don't get that.
Just travel.
Not that privilege.
Okay.
You can travel, get on the buses, trains, blah, blah, blah.
So you got like a freedom pass?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
And there was only one other sportsman before me that got it.
Is that the same thing as like keys to the city? Like when players
He
keys
hasn't even
to the
asked
city?
me who.
Go on.
Mike's
Platini.
Platini? Wow.
He was from that area.
Wow. Okay.
Michel
Name drop.
Platini.
Rarefied.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. It's just
name drop, innit? Platini.
Have you got names? Drop them.
Drop them, indeed. Save it though until the 9 o'clock hour. Max Scott is with us again. Max, let's go back to the back pages. What have you got for us?
Okay, this is a good one. The health correspondent in the Daily Telegraph essentially wanted to analyse the impact of watching England on his body. Now, he got an Oxford professor to sort of watch his vitals, essentially, and look at his blood pressure, his heart rate and his cortisol levels. Now, this was before the Slovakia game, and we know how that went. At kick-off, the moment kick-off started, he supposedly had alarming blood pressure and grade 2 hypertension. Now we've got to give context to this. The day before he had a very normal day, just watching normal TV, and to get a base level. Please don't worry, he is healthy. He's not found so many underlying sort of issues. But at kickoff, grade 2 hypertension, which is the second of 3 stages of high blood pressure. When Slovakia scored, his blood pressure reached a clinically high level.
Wow.
When Bellingham scored, there was a 51% increase in his heart rate. When England take the lead, he had a heart rate that would encourage lifestyle interventions. He now had isolated systolic hypertension, most common in the elderly.
How old is this gentleman? Does it say how old he is?
It doesn't say, but there is a picture of the man, and I would say he looks late 20s, early 30s, right? Yeah. And so my question to you is, to get us thinking out of this England game tonight, but what game in your past has given you, has had the biggest effect on your body, right? So heart rate, nerves, anxiety.
Liverpool, Chelsea, Champions League, semi-final, Anfield. That one, you know when Idager Johnson looks like he's going to score and he kind of knocks it just side. Yeah, that one there, mate.
Well,
that's
no
actually
one
quite
done
scary though. That is.
Well, I was planning big games, so
Yeah,
I mean,
there you go.
Michel Platini as well.
Ireland England was pretty intense. I remember that one. That was just like phenomenal one. A few of the big derbies you get in your career. Yeah, they're.
I wonder what it does for the players.
Exactly. That was going to be my point. Is that if you put a monitor on what was happening with players, I'm pretty sure with the running around and because you get mentally drained as well.
Yeah.
When you're involved in certainly the biggest games. Yeah.
What about taking penalties at World Cup? Did that?
Yeah, I've done it.
Big impact on the heart.
It had a lot more of an impact on the heart. Oh dear. I think I've never been so nervous in all my life.
Yeah.
And it's easy to say, and you're big and you're brave and you stood up and you took it, and I scored.
It's the walk,
was
isn't it?
melting.
That walk.
I was literally, and I was melting as I was walking to the spot.
Jelly.
I felt really like I'm just trying to focus on hitting the ball low and hard, and that was it. Everything else, I was trying to get all the thoughts. I kept saying to myself, whatever I do, don't change my mind.
If I took a penalty, I'd have to army crawl from the halfway line. So I couldn't stand up. When Forrest got promoted at Wembley, when the full-time whistle went, I couldn't stand up and celebrate. I was that out.
Well, Andy Townsend was there on midweek, and he actually mentioned, because he took the penalty, and as we knew each other since we were 11 years old, and me and him crossed, and he said he looked at my face, and he said I was literally like a ghost. And he said, I saw Cass walking to the spot and I bypassed him to wish me like, well done, sort of looked at, and he said he looked at me and just thought, he's like a ghost.
Yeah,
like,
I want people to text in on this one. Text us 81089. What match, doesn't have to be a match, what sporting event have you watched that you think has had the worst effect on your health? Honestly, Adam's already texted. He says Arsenal versus Barcelona Champions League final. I was there and my heart rate was off the charts. There'll be loads.
Do you know what one?
There'll be loads.
I love me golf. Do you know what really got me the other week was when Rory lost the major?
Yeah.
I was absolutely devastated for
Does
him.
that do your heart rate though?
No, but I remember thinking, well, I don't know. I felt loads of Snake's belly. I was really, on the floor for him.
No. All right, text in 81089 and we'll read out some of the best ones throughout the show. All right, what else you got, Max?
Okay, so in the Mail, Lewis Steele is essentially talking about how great Gakpo has been and that maybe he's going to answer questions for Liverpool and for Arne Slot. He says, really good opening here. While Liverpool fans have spent the last few weeks demanding the club splash the cash on a new forward, there's obviously been talks of Anthony Gordon. Cody Gakpo has been busy putting in performances that bring to mind that old adage from Hollywood royalty Paul Newman, why would I go out for hamburgers when I have steak at home? And he's essentially saying, look at what Cody Gakpo's doing. He's playing in the right position, playing in the right way, and maybe maybe Cody Gakpo, they don't need to go elsewhere, they just need to sort of get him firing again. It's quite really interesting anecdote. They talk about there was a lot of talk about is he lacking in confidence this season? Darwin Núñez sort of playing ahead of him quite a lot of the time. But sources close to Gakpo say he's never been short of confidence. And they talk about he's actually quite a religious person. He's a Christian, and he was so confident in his own ability to get a big move. And this is quite interesting. There was when there was mounting interest in Gakpo in the summer of 2022 from Leeds and Southampton, Gakpo decided to let God decide his future. And in a game that he played, he made a promise to a friend: if he scored once, he'd go to Southampton. If he scored twice, he'd go to Leeds. If he scored a hat-trick or more, he would stay at PSV until the next window. And lo and behold, he scored a hat-trick. 2 goals in the first half, scored a goal in the second half, and waited out for his big £44 million move to Merseyside. And so, what do you think about that? Do you think Liverpool should just sort of trust in him? Do you think they should be able to, should they get someone like Anthony Gordon in? Can he be the man for Liverpool?
I thought about God deciding his move. I don't know. I don't know of Cody. I think he's a very good squad player, and I think if given a run of games, and he might get that with Arne Slot now. He might get that, right? A fellow Dutchman who maybe understands him a bit more.
You can't fix him in a position.
No.
I don't think he's the natural centre forward. Like Firmino, even though he sort of led the line brilliantly with his intricate passing touch and movement, I'm not sure Gakpo's got that.
He hasn't got that.
And he feels like he lacks a little bit sometimes of fight in him. He just... I don't know. It feels like there's more.
Inject him with whatever Luis Diaz has, basically.
Yeah.
That kind of just willing to run up and down and fight for every single ball. And I don't think he's as
He's a talented
imposing.
lad.
He's very talented. I don't think he's as imposing as a Darwin Núñez at all. I don't know. Off the bench, I feel like he's done all right for Liverpool. I don't know about starting, but we'll see. I mean, Liverpool have the riches right up front. And the fact that we're talking about Gakpo off the bench in goals. Anything else? What you got? Anything else?
Well, obviously they're taking on Turkey, and in fact, George and I were talking, before I came on about the potential of England playing Turkey should both of them get through the qualifiers, and how in North London it'd be absolutely brilliant scenes, right? Yeah. Just the sort of passion, the intensity there. So that's something potentially to look forward to. But in The Guardian, there's this piece just about how Turkey are embracing the passion. They've been on this unlikely run. They're obviously in the final 8 for the first time in 16 years, and manager Montella has treated Turkish fans to the best tournament run. I guess, are there shades of Greece 2004? Do you think that it's possible that Turkey could just sort of like ride the crest of the wave and sort of, could they do something miraculous?
They're better than Greece, if I'm honest with you. I feel like this Turkey side ain't too bad.
I think the biggest danger is for them is that there's some decent sides left in that I think would have way too much for them. They got 2 or 3 suspended today or out, haven't they? So it's a tough ask for Turkey. Hey, look, they've stood out, and I saw them against Portugal, and although Portugal got late goals against them, I thought they were pretty poor. Once they fell behind, they couldn't find a way. For me, they're a team that have to take the lead, and then if chances come, it'll be by countering the opposition, which they did really well.
Do you think that, obviously football in 2004 was very different. I was 11. I remember even then.
We get it.
I remember thinking, Greece winning the Euros. It was even at that point in my life, it was such like a shock. Do you think that the way that football is played allows for a team and allows for an underdog, even though it's international level, to sort of go on and succeed, potentially win, maybe get to a final? Or do you think that, there's such a gap between the sort of elite teams that we're seeing, like Spain at the minute, maybe France, although they've not been, firing on all cylinders? Do you think it allows for that?
If you get out of the group phase, you've got four games to win a tournament.
You've got a chance, right? And there will be this argument, although maybe doesn't apply to Turkey because a lot of their players do play top football for top clubs. But there will be this argument that the players that play for the very big teams obviously play for the top clubs as well. So they're playing 60 games a season and they're shattered. Whereas maybe some of the Turkish players, maybe who don't play for top European teams where you're going deep into tournaments, you know, week in, week out, maybe they've got a bit more in their legs, maybe.
See, I would add in one thing that always can work in the favour of the countries with the smaller squads available, the depth of their squads, is that you can have too much choice as well at the bigger nations, the Germany, England, and that gelling them can be tricky because everyone's always saying, well, he should be in or he should be in, you know, and I think that creates a problem where they can look better organised only because they've only got a squad of, say, 12, 15 players max instead of 26 very good players.
Was ist das? talkSPORT?